you are turned on to Midwest Outdoors magazine. Since 1967, helping people enjoy the outdoors. Sponsored in part by Rapala Lures, Shakespeare Ugly Stick, America's strongest, most sensitive rod, Northwest Ontario, Canada, Abu Garcia, quality rods and reels for life.
This week on Midwest Outdoors, we take the ice train for walleye on Red Lake. And coverage of the 2014 Leech Lake Walleye Tournament. It all starts right here, right now.
I'm Brad Hawthorne with Midwest Outdoors. This week, we invited Midwest Outdoors up to ride the otter train on Upper Red Lake. When we run the otter train on Upper Red Lake, typically we go out, we find areas, we drill them out, verify there's fish there, and then set up the otters and get people in them and get them fishing. On really, really cold days like today, we drilled around for the first half hour. 15 below is a little bit too cold to sit outside and fish, so we popped up the otters, put down the set lines, and basically moved the operation inside, off-road, and away from people. And now, all we have to do is put walleyes up through the holes. Red Lake is definitely a healthy fishery. There are fish of all sizes, but basically the population is all eaters. Close of the walleye season is 5 days from now, and you can still come up to Upper Red Lake, get away from the crowds, throw lures down the holes, and bring home your limit of fish plus some. So if you're looking for your walleye destination in late season, end of February, head up to Upper Red Lake and bring your bucket. So when you're looking at your LX6, LX7, LX9, RX9, what you're looking for is that little bump on the bottom right there. That was actually a fish. And that's why I use that chart zoom on any Markham digital unit. There we go, I actually worked that fish right up off the bottom. And there we go, there's a little walleye right there. And that is basically a product right there of your chart zoom or your chart, keeping that rolling on your screen while you have your other displays up. You have your instant display and then your chart. This fish was on this screen about 2 minutes ago while I was talking. I was able to jig them back, bring them up, and catch them. See, like right there. You see the difference in bottom? That is another fish right there coming on the bottom. So if you pay attention to your chart zoom, you're gonna catch a lot more walleye. This guy just came in and drilled it. Now that is Red Lake's little secret it's been holding, has been these jumbo perch. We started seeing them come back about 2 years ago. The lake is absolutely full of these 10 to 12 inch jumbo perch. And when you get on them, they're pretty easy to catch, and you'll notice they're lighter. They're a lot lighter than the black style perch. But definitely, you can put a knife to a bunch of these fish, and the limit is still 20 perch on this lake per person. So in between your walleyes, you can still fill a bucket full of these nice jumbos out of Upper Red Lake. You want to fish deeper for these the later in the year, February. You want to find the deeper holes, just like on Mille Lacs on Upper Red Lake. You go fish your 17, 18-foot holes, and you'll pull these jumbos out with a fairly regular basis. Tinglers and tumblers have been our spoons of choice pretty much all year, and the reason why is they mimic shiners really well. Earlier in the year, we were using bait fish patterns, perch patterns, and then we get into the mid-season, and the fish like a lot of flash. And the tingler spoons, when you drop them down, will actually go away from the hole 2, 3, 4 feet, and then you'll work them back. And what you're doing is just bringing those fish and calling them in. And when you get on a school of perch or walleyes, that'll help retain those fish underneath your hole so you can keep pulling them out. Look at that. Another jumbo on the set line. So that was a jigging action off the roof. And this guy just came up and drilled it. And to show you that perch will hit very, very large minnows, they will. When I'm fishing in the otters, what I'll do is I have my 2 holes right in front of me, and then I'll take another rod and I'll put it on this pole in the ceiling and hang it down. Now that's my dead stick. So when I get a fish, I'm always looking forward at my flasher and I have that line right in my point of view. So when I get a fish, simply, you hear this rod tip just kind of go down. The other thing is when the wind comes through, it flaps the top of the shelter, which gives that rod tip jigging action. You can see that moving ever so subtly up there, and that's actually jigging that minnow down there. So in a sense, what you're getting is a dead stick that you're always slowly jigging. And on windier days, you can put a spoon on your dead stick to give it a little bit more action. But this rod, a lot of days, is the most productive rod in the whole house. We had a great time fishing perch and walleyes here on Upper Red Lake. The otter train runs from December 1st until February 24th every year. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors.
Make your summer fishing getaway to Zippel Bay Resort on Minnesota's Lake of the Woods. Bring your own boat or fish from one of our charter boats and let our guides do the work. Either way, you're sure to find great walleye, sauger, and northern pike action. Relax with the whole family and enjoy our new pool and whirlpool, sure to keep both kids and adults entertained. Secluded next to Zippel Bay State Park, our modern cabins and deluxe log cabins have all the comforts of home. With a restaurant, lounge, and bait shop at the lodge, you'll find Zippel Bay Resort has it all.
Unlock the power of HDS with your fingertips. The power to find a needle in a haystack. You will outsmart the fish. Get there first with confidence and always stay one step ahead of Mother Nature. Find, navigate, dominate with the new HDS Gen 2 Touch from Lowrance.
Hi, welcome to Midwest Outdoors here at the 6th Annual Leech Lake Walleye Tournament. I'm Dana Pitt with the Leech Lake Tourism Bureau. Behind me are over 150 boats ready to hit the water for some action. The weather forecast sounds nasty, but the fish forecast sounds good. Stay tuned as we follow the action. Well, the boats have only been out for about a half an hour now. We've already got one boat into the dock here with a big fish. Let's see what they got. Well, it's not even 8 o'clock, it's less than an hour into the tournament. These guys have got their big fish. It went about 5 1/4 pounds. Now they've got all day to go back out and try to get the rest of their slot fish. We're out on the main lake right now. We're kind of in a shallow water type area. There's a lot of boats kind of scattered up this shoreline. Seems that everybody's struggling. We've only seen a couple of nets out so far. It was a good bite here earlier in the week, but we had a strong wind blowing from the easterly direction for several days in a row, which made for a better bite. Today we've got a little bit different weather conditions, and teams are struggling to adjust. This team behind me just caught a real nice 21-inch fish that they had to throw back. They've got 5 in the box, and they're gonna head out pretty soon to look for that big fish. For years, Leech Lake had a slot limit of 18 to 26. All fish in that range had to be thrown back. The tournament rules allow for 6 fish per team per day to be weighed with one over 26 inches. That game has changed a little bit this year. Due to a bigger population of big fish in the lake, they've lightened up the slot to 20 to 26 inches. That 2-inch slot difference might not seem like much, but there can be some big weight differences in getting 18 inches versus 20 inches. So those big fish are not quite as critical anymore. If you can get 6 that are real close to 20, you're still gonna have some good weight. The fish seem to be really scattered in shallow water right now. They're mainly on shoreline structure. 3 weeks ago, there was still some ice floating around the lake, but in the last couple of weeks, it's been really hot, and the water's warmed up almost 30 degrees. It's about 70-degree water right now. There is a couple of teams here behind us that have got 5 in the boat, and another one's got 6 in the boat. They've got some big fish. So there are some teams that are putting things together. It'll be interesting to see in the weigh-in how things turn out. Well, it's only about 45 minutes before weigh-in, and we're just a mile or two from the weigh-in site. We've got a number of tournament boats right here close by. They're fishing some deep water in Walker Bay. They're rigging big minnows. They're looking for that big fish over 26 inches. Kind of swinging for the fences here in the final minutes of the day. It's been kind of a tough bite overall. Last night we had some severe thunderstorms, some heavy rain, which kind of shut down the bite a little bit. But somebody always figures it out and puts together a good plan. Let's go see who did it.
$12.67, $15.52, $14.26. Way to go.
The Leech Lake Tournament wants to make sure everything is legal here, so every fish that comes across the stage is first brought over to this bump board, and they make sure that everything meets the requirements. It has to be 14 inches long, and of course it can't be in the 20 to 26 inch slot. So anything that's close, they measure it, make sure everything's good. They also check to make sure all the fish are alive. If you've got a dead fish, it's a 0.3 pound penalty on it. There's a nice fish right there, just makes it. Every fish is checked to make sure everything's legal.
The Leech Lake Walleye Tournament, this is our 6th year, and over the last 5 years we've been able to give out over $50,000 to local nonprofits. This year our beneficiaries are Calvary Church's United Youth Ministries and Emmanuel Lutheran School. And we couldn't do any of this without the great support of our sponsors like Northern Lights Casino and Hotel, Leech Lake Tourism Bureau, Reed's Family Outdoor Outfitters, Northland Tackle, and there are many, many other fine sponsors that make this tournament possible. $5.46 on the big fish. $14.54.
Well, day one of the Leech Lake Walleye Tournament is wrapped up, and although some people struggled today with the weather change and that, obviously Leech Lake kicked out a lot of fish today. Team number 94 had over 16 pounds of fish, and right over here, team number 99 had over 15 pounds of fish, less than a pound apart. And in fact, there's over 30 boats that are within 5 pounds of the lead, so it's anybody's game tomorrow. Stay tuned and see what happens tomorrow for the conclusion of the Leech Lake Walleye Tournament. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors.
Looking for your window to the outdoors? We have you covered with a Midwest Outdoors magazine subscription. Call now, 1-800-606-FISH, and for the low price of only $14.95, you receive 12 big issues of Midwest Outdoors magazine. Every month, Midwest Outdoors sends you the ultimate fishing and hunting guide to the outdoors. Call 1-800-606-FISH or visit MidwestOutdoors.com to get your ultimate guide to the outdoors. If you don't have one, you need one.
Thunderhook Fly-Ins offers the best fly-in and fishing accommodations anywhere in Northwest Ontario. Experience trophy walleye, northern pike, and brook trout fishing while enjoying our luxurious fly-in outposts or smooth rock camp. Visit thunderhook.com today.
Hey folks, welcome back to day 2 of the Leech Lake Walleye Tournament. And 157 boats are competing for over $41,000 in prizes. You can feel the excitement in the air. We're going to see some good bags today.
Didn't even have time to get situated and that one was on. We pulled up to our big fish spot, we put the lines down, it wasn't 5 minutes and she was on.
746.
Yeah, we got to go out and add something to that. Now, yesterday we only caught 5 and they were smaller fish, so with that one, if we can get some 18, 19s today, maybe we can get the comeback award.
It was our 6th fish of the morning already, so it was nice to get the big one out of the way.
583. It's about 10:30 in the morning. We just got out here and checked our first boat. Over here is our local team of Brad and Austin Machad. They had a pretty good bag yesterday at just under 13 pounds, not too far off the lead. We checked with them. They've got 5 in the box already, just upgraded another one. They're looking for that big fish. So far, so good. It looks like it's going to be a great day. Behind me are a local team of Mark Christensen and Harv Luck. They won this tournament about 3 or 4 years ago, so they know the lake, they know how to fish it, they know how to fish this tournament well. They had a pretty good day yesterday. They were just under 12 pounds. They've got 3 in the box right now. They said it's a little bit slower today, but it's still early, so they've got some time to add to the box and maybe get a big fish. They should be in good shape this afternoon. After another big rainfall last night, the lake is laid down really flat calm, which generally means tough conditions on this lake. This lake, the bite tends to get better when the wind blows. But that's not true for everybody. Behind us is the team in second place, Jeff Woodruff and Gene Troina. They had just over 15 pounds yesterday, a little under a pound off the lead. They've got 6 fish in the box already, but they don't have that big one. They said they're running a little bit smaller fish today, but they are getting a lot of fish. They're getting some fish up in the slot. They just need that real big one, and they're going to be right up there in the top. One of the really cool things about Leech Lake is the variety of water you can fish. We've seen people today fishing 20 to 30 feet, rigging deep. We've seen 6 feet in cabbage weeds. And right here we've got a lot of tournament boats fishing shallow water, boulders and rock areas. Most of them are jigging with shiners, and everybody seems to be catching fish. A lot of people are upgrading. There's a few big fish being caught, and just a lot of fish in the slot in that 20 to 26 inch range, which doesn't do the tournament angler any good, but for the average angler coming up, they're a blast to catch. It's getting close to weigh-in time. We're just a little bit outside of tournament headquarters, and once again there's a lot of boats out trying to swing for the fences and get that last big fish of the day. There's also a few boats here that have their fish, and they're just biding their time waiting to weigh in. From our trip around the lake today, it looked like everybody got fish. It was a tight race this morning when we left the dock, so it's going to be really interesting to see which team put it all together.
$477 on the big fish.
883.
883. 8 even. 8 even.
591. 591.
$10.56. What was the bait of choice?
We jigged middle both days.
Both days.
Yeah.
13.26. 13.26.
The Leech Lake Tournament Committee takes releasing fish very seriously. They do their best to keep the fish cool, to pump fresh water on them, to get them released back in the lake as soon as possible. Over the past 5 years of the tournament, the release rate has been over 90%. That means more fish back in the lake for you to come and catch.
This year there were 1,213 walleyes weighed in, average of 1.69 pounds. Our grand champion this year, with our largest winnings ever as far as first place payout of $13,400 with a total weight of 27.94 pounds, is Haas and Leggett. $13,400. Way to go. Let's give a big hand to our champions.
Well, that's a wrap of the 2014 Leech Lake Walleye Tournament. It was another great tournament with a lot of fish caught. In fact, over 1,200 fish were registered here at the state weigh stations. Congratulations to John Haas and Ray Leggett as the winners of this year's tournament. Great tournament, guys. If you want to get in this tournament in the future, registration opens January 1st and it usually closes around the 1st of March. For more information on this tournament in the Leech Lake area, check out the website at the bottom of the screen. Remember, walleyes are not the only fish in this lake. There's bass, panfish, muskies, pike, you name it. If you like to fish, this is the lake for you. And we've also got fine dining, shopping, everything in the town of Walker here you might need, and nearly 30 resorts and hotels around the lake for you to stay at. I'm Dana Pitt with the Leech Lake Tourism Bureau. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors.
Hi, I'm Shaw Grigsby, and welcome to the PowerPole headquarters, where every shallow water anchor is designed and tested to hold the bottom even in the harshest conditions. Let's see how they do it. PowerPole. Too bad everything doesn't hold this well.
Lake Abtogama, located in Voyageurs National Park, offers some of the finest fishing in Minnesota. Much of Lake Abtogama's 25,000 acres of water and 500 miles of shoreline is undeveloped wilderness, offering a wide range of accommodations for the fishermen and family fun and adventure. So if you like fishing for walleye, smallmouth bass, northern pike, and crappie in a wilderness setting, call 844-LAKE-CAB or log on to captogama.com. Fishermen, take advantage of special spring and fall discounts when fishing is at its peak.
You know, a lot of guys will tie their jigs, they'll put their knots tight onto the eye of the hook. If you use a loop knot, it allows it to dance more freely in the water column. And also when you catch a fish, you don't have to adjust your knot to keep your jig vertical in the water column. So basically, if you just take your line and thread it through the eye of the hook like you normally would, and then basically we're just going to tie 2 overhand knots. 1 and 2. And then an easy way to adjust your loop is if you take the eye of the hook, eye of the jig head, slide it onto the line and hold it with your finger, and then just cinch it down. You just want to make the loop. Doesn't really matter how big or small you make it, just as long as you're not catching the jig, the hook into the loop. And that's it. I'm Chris Barledge, and that's your Midwest Outdoors Tip of the Week.
Closed captioning of Midwest Outdoors, sponsored by Midwest Outdoors Magazine, on your newsstand now, and the all-new MidwestOutdoors.com, loaded with video, articles, and TV episodes.